Let's do it.
Let's do this. Okay.
Carc, what made lacrosse so special this year?
Are you serious with that question?
Jama, passes to the middle. Here's Garnsey, the game winner by Ryder Garnsey, and Notre Dame wins in overtime.
He's been quiet.
Here he is, missed all of last season. Back 50 deep, Joel Tinney wins it for Johns Hopkins in overtime.
Fill in the blank. 2017 was a year of
Offense. Do you want to know why?
what's that?
I just thought it was creative again.
Possession. Williams backing in. Oh! Sports Center top 10. Book it. Zed the bouncer.
The nation's leader in points. Lefty behind the back. What a pass! Got the goalie here. He's got him. He's got him. He's got him with the hit ball trick.
I look at Sider's goal against Syracuse. That to me was a really telling goal.
But he's got two hands.
Watching that game and being there, I almost felt like Syracuse was daring the perimeter of Towson. I said it on the air a bunch of times. I mean, they were saying, like, outside shooters beat us.
But he's got two hands.
Sider with his fourth. How did he get that off?
And when you lay the boom with a kid like Sider, it was just awesome. It was such a hammer of a shot, perfect placement. If you watch when balls really, really hit a corner, they drop light, right? It's like boom and then bam.
This view is going to be scintillating. Doesn't get any better than taping a corner like that. Oh my gosh.
The Bobby Gray one.
Gray finds a corner. Gray absolutely ripped the corner.
It ripped the net. I don't want to be a hater. I didn't think the shot was that hard. Do I sound like a hater?
Sound like a hater a little bit, yeah. I mean, he ripped the net.
He did rip the net. He totally ripped the net. And props to you, Bobby Gray. But I didn't feel like it was at a level of Sider rip. Like, if you put the guns on both of those, there's no way the Bobby Gray one was moving more than the Sider.
What do you think we're still talking about 20 years from now?
The fake flips, without a doubt. Well, it was week 1 at Johns Hopkins, and I was doing the game with Quint Kesenick, and he nailed it. He was doing play-by-play. I actually bit on the fake. Like, I did not think he still had the ball. And Quint was kind of like, he's got the goalie. He's got the goalie.
Tinney, he's got the goalie here. He's got him. He's got him. He's got him. Joel Tinney with the hit ball trick.
For me, it was really weird. I'm like, what do you mean he's got the goalie? And then boom, he scored. And then when I watched the replay in the booth, I said, oh my God, because he nailed everything. And it's the improv and it's the instincts, and that cat has it.
Better celebration, Ryder Garnsey dead fish or Bubba Fairman RKO in the Under Armour All-American game?
I like the Ryder Garnsey dead fish, and I'll tell you why. I felt like the Under Armour All-American game, every kid had a plan. Like, if I score a goal, I'm going to do this. Or, hey, if he scores, we're an attack group. We're going to do this. Ryder Garnsey didn't wake up in his hotel in Charlottesville that day and say to himself, when I score the game-winning goal, I'm going to do the dead fish. So I go back to my whole appreciation of creativity and improv. So for me, that's easy. It's Ryder Garnsey. I mean, the lacrosse world really stepped up in 2017 when you look at the way that these games just became big, big moments.
Cloutier works the screen, both players fall down.
And one of the biggest moments for me was calling the Albany, North Carolina game.
Now switches to his right.
It was the best attended first round game in NCAA history in an absolute downpour up in Albany.
Shoot, scores!
And I just feel like certain guys play better when the stakes are higher. You will never have to worry about Chris Cloutier dropping the ball in a tight game because he's nervous. I mean, he's gonna catch it, he's gonna can it.
Unless you've been playing this game your whole life, you don't appreciate the sheer difficulty of that shot. Take a bow, 45.
Okay, I'll start by saying I don't remember anticipating a high school lacrosse player's arrival on the college front in all my years as I have Tahoka Nanako. You know, in the early 2000s, basketball had LeBron James, right? He was just different. Everyone, like, zoomed into this guy. Like, he's next. And after I watched it a few times, I'm like, what's different about this? The dude's a righty. He shot it one-handed lefty. Like, put that into perspective here. That was insane. Like, you put that all together, it's like the perfect storm, right? To go into 2018. That dude is next, without a doubt.
So why is he going to Albany?
He's going to Albany because they have a track record for handling stars like that.
Young all over him. Fields fakes the pass. Oh! The tomahawk shot! Connor Fields!
I'm with TLN right now. We're doing this awesome recap of 2017, and honestly, it's super cool to sit back and reflect. And I know that you're someone who likes to do that as well. You see these two in practice every day. We only had a little taste in the fall. What is the lacrosse world in store for in 2018 with Fields on the left and Nanticoke on the right? Come on, give me something.
I would say get ready to relive the past.
Restart. Thompson to Thompson.
Gets a step. Backhanded shot. Albany leads.
Tom Schreiber's 2017. Describe it for us.
As Tahoka is next, Tom Schreiber is now. There have been guys to win an MLL MVP, and it happens every year. But to do it for a second time in 2017 and to be the rookie of the year in the indoor league, to just say, I'm going to play box lacrosse at a professional level, and I'm going to be the best first-year player in the league. So to me, he's arrived.
You said Tom Schreiber has arrived.
Yeah, so he's now.
It's a big statement.
Yeah.
Because it sets up 2018. What is he arriving to? What's the stage?
The stage, to me, is the World Championships. And if Schreiber can put 2 MLL MVPs and then a World Championship MVP, it's that's next level stuff, right? So it's kind of interesting. You have a guy like Scott Marr who coaches Lyle Thompson and Miles Thompson and some unbelievable offensive talent over the last 15 years. I feel like Stony Brook on the women's front with Joe Spallina and Kylie Ohlmiller.
And here is Kylie Ohlmiller. They call her KO.
Are kind of at that point where Scott Marr was. You have this girl who's playing a different brand of lacrosse.
Kylie Ohlmiller, the nation's leader in points. Lefty behind the back, what a pass! Oh, are you kidding me?
I mean, the field is basically her opportunity to be an artist. If you had to pick one player that she reminds you of, who would that be?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of parallels with Lyle in the fact that if you look at her, she's not the biggest player on the field. She takes a beat and just keeps producing, and 1,000 different defensive approaches to her.
Pretty much every defense has tried something to stop Kylie Ohlmiller. They'll face guard her, they'll send double teams early, they'll try to play her straight up. She's been able to find all the holes in the defense.
The new head coach at the University of Utah, starting in September of 18. Brian?
It's an absolute honor to be sitting up here in front of everybody, and you're just going to have to bear with me here a little bit. This is a long time in the making.
In the last 15 years, we've seen lacrosse explode at the youth levels, at the high school levels, coast to coast. Now you have a school in Utah. When they announce they're going Division I,
I don't think the people in this room realize how important this move is to our sport and the growth.
There's an instant big school, big conference for all of those kids out west to go to. Utah plays in the Pac-12. They're the first Pac-12 school ever. If this thing pops, this game changes completely.
So almost 1 year to the day was the first day I set foot on this unbelievably gorgeous campus and really felt that this could become something extremely special.
You covered the Final Four. You saw Maryland have its hearts ripped out in 2016 versus UNC.
Skip past to Cloutier. It's over!
9 times they've gone to the finals. Goose eggs before that. 9.
How did you feel as a lacrosse fan for Maryland going into that game?
That it had to happen.
They preach to be the best. Today, finally, Maryland is the best.
But when you look back at 2017 now, as we almost turn the page to 2018, why did the Terps win?
Like every team, they make goals at the beginning of the season. You know, everybody wants to meet that ultimate goal of winning the national championship. But, you know, for us, we didn't look at the big picture of things. We tried to focus on the little things.
What are you going to miss the most?
Yeah, I think what I'll miss most is just going to practice every single day and seeing all those guys. They weren't just teammates, they were kind of like brothers. Just being around Coach Tillman, Coach Reppert, just goofing around the locker room, having practice, just, you know, hanging out.
What kind of gives you that same feeling of excitement or energy that you feel fortunate that you saw?
That's a hard question, but just one thing popped in my mind right away. I have a son who's 10 who has some learning disabilities and some special needs, and he's been a big fan of Albany and Scott Marr. And Scott Marr has completely embraced my son Grayson as part of the team, where he goes to games and he's been to some practices and he's eaten with the team, and Scott's a dear friend from childhood. But it just shows me that as much as this sport is growing, this sport is still super special from a fraternity standpoint. I mean, you watch the way that these athletes who aren't going to be signing multi-million-dollar contracts playing the NBA or the NFL, you watch the way that they act and embrace little kids, and they're part of those kids' lives, and those kids are looked at as mentors and idols. Like, so for me, the moment that made me smile the most was when my son Grayson, who loves Albany lacrosse, built a relationship with Connor Fields and Zach Ornstein. It just kind of gave me a reminder of why this sport is so different than the rest. It's the access that we all have. It's the relationships that are developed, but in the end, man, it's still that fraternity. And as big as lacrosse can get, and as big as I want lacrosse to get, I never want lacrosse to lose that fraternity feel.
If your son asked you what he should be excited about for lacrosse in 2018, what would you tell him?
To watch Connor and this new kid, Tahoka.
Buckle up, right?
Yeah, buckle up. It'll be fun.